What the fuck are we doing on a Thursday night? Oh, I know. It's time for another edition of Reaper's Underground. And I've brought a bunch of my friends with me this evening from the upcoming film Attack of the Corn Zombies. And before we get to that, hopefully your hangovers are done from July 4th. Let's take a quick commercial break to our brothers over at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check it out. All right. As always, Villain Arts Tattoo Conventions is the largest in the country, in the world. Not just tattoos, it is a lifestyle. It is underground art. Me and my Dark Queen Mischief will be in Denver next, or actually this month. What the hell am I saying? The 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Come see us. Come hang out. Say hi. Bring snacks. All right. Can everybody hear me? Because I think one of us couldn't, and they will be back shortly, so I will definitely catch that. Kyler, what's up, brother? Always good to have you. And Kyler says hi to everyone. Yes, Kyler, so many guests. They're used to just seeing me with either a few people or a band. So, but who we have tonight is cast and crew from Attack of the Corn Zombies by Acrostar Films. We have Joe Rosing, who was in the film, director SJ, and producer, and Myrna. And we have Becca here with us also, and one of the other stars of the film, Magdalena Conway. And we got one more person who is about to come in right now. So let's see if this works better. Can you hear us all now?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Hell yeah. All right. So hopefully everybody's 4th of July was good. As I said previously, me and my wife escaped it because we were tired of hearing the machine gun sounds and blasts outside of the house. So we ran away. But we're back, and we're here to talk about this film. So my first question really goes to SJ on this. What gave you the idea to step into the realm and the genre of zombie filmmaking?
Well, you could basically thank Beth for that, because he actually came up with the idea for Corn Zombies. Because we were filming, it came from somewhere, and they were just, after we were done shooting, they were running it. There's a cornfield behind the house, and they were out there doing TikTok videos. And came back out and go, hey, what if there were zombies or something like that? Right, Beth?
Yeah, I was like, what if there was zombies in the corn?
And here we are.
Well, the only thing that I know that's in the corn is a bunch of fucking spiders. And boy, are they nasty. So hopefully y'all didn't get covered as you were doing this, but it obviously led to this amazing idea that we know as Attack of the Corn Zombies. And this photo is just iconic. I knew it was. My wife knew it was, and pretty much everybody that was involved. And not to mention that the other cover is really good as well. Let's see out in the comment section, JD, what's happening? Scott Myers. All right. Welcome to Reapers Underground. Kyler says, and I love corn. I don't think you're going to love the corn in this film. Matter of fact, I have a piece of that corn in my freezer right now that I took as memento. So that's awesome because, we think of the greats, Romero, the Italian film also, Zombie, the famous zombie fighting a shark underwater, So this is something very different. And I kind of felt that way as I first started to see you all kind of, developing this idea. So, and what kind of drew you to this project?
Well, Steve is a really good writer, so I have a lot of faith in him taking a wild idea like Beth came up with and actually turning it into a story that is interesting and engaging. And then, of course, I like to be in front of the camera as well as behind the camera, so I got to play Rosie. So I'm in a nice scene with Lynn Lowry, who is iconic in the horror industry and just fantastic person to work with, as are all of these guys. And it's the first time I've gotten special effects makeup put on me and stuff, so I had a yummy good time.
I was going to say, what was that process like for you?
It was really cool. Now, Beth headed up the special effects makeup and basically kind of like set up an assembly line. So one person would get us started with like the basic layer, and then the next person would add on. So Ashley Hefner and Hope Hefner helped out with the makeup. And on the days that we had background extra actors like yourself, we had, sometimes 40 people to run through makeup. And as you can see from the pictures, we didn't cheapen out on the makeup. We actually pretty much ran out by the end of the filming. We went through tons of makeup, tons of blood that Beth made. And good old Magdalena got the brunt of that, as you can see in the poster art.
I seem to remember my skull being covered in it as well, just dripping off. And I was just like, you know what? If you're going to go for it, go for it. Make me nasty. I ain't got no hair to worry about, so you might as well. Shit. Fantastic. So what was your biggest challenge with the special effects makeup there, Beth?
I think it was definitely like getting everyone through on time because, we had a lot of amazing extras and it was like we had so many people come in and it was like me, Ashley, and Hope were like, all right, we got this. And I was like, Hope's in prosthetics and Ashley's running back and forth prosthetics and I'm on airbrush. And the airbrush machine one day died on us in the middle of the assembly line and I
remember that.
Put it in the freezer. I was like, I hope this doesn't kill it. So we had a couple little holdups here and there, but it was a blast.
Yeah, and I don't know, how much fun is making blood?
Oh, we had a great time. We had day one, there was 5 of us, and we called ourselves Blood Team. We went out, got all supplies at the local Walmart, and we just put it all in a gigantic tub and mixed it. We had the best time doing that together. It was great.
Hell yeah, I can only imagine. It's like, did you always kind of want to do this, or was acting more your thing?
I started out as a child actor in theater, and then I saw the Saw movies and they scared me so bad that I had to do a deep dive and see how they did it. And then I got obsessed. And so it's been a cohesive thing my whole life. They've kind of interwound together.
Charlie says, hiding at work to check out the interview. Well, we appreciate you, sir. All righty. That's pretty amazing, and it was actually a big step for me as well, because I've only been doing music videos up to this point. So this was my first actual film. And I gotta say, it was, you hear different stories and stuff, but SJ's and Ann were just fantastic. The whole crew was fantastic. I was like, shit, this is like a family. My wife was, prepping me for this because I'm like, I was all gung ho, like I was like fucking 5 or something. And she's like, well, you don't know how it's going to be. I don't really know these folks too well. And I was like, well, let's just do it. It's going to be a blast. And it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was great because
go ahead.
Everybody actually wanted to be there. So, I mean, I commend all the folks like yourself who just waited patiently. Like if we told you had to wait, you just waited. Like you didn't sit there and whine about it. You said this is part of the process, and everybody was offering to help carry things and move things around for us. And I mean, it was really a great group of people who really wanted to be there. So thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. So SJ, what was your reason for picking 1969?
Well, I figured, we did 1980s with Trepidity, and we did 1950s, which it came from somewhere. So why not step up a decade and do the 60s?
Hell yeah.
I just like doing these time period pieces because it's different. You really don't see much of that in the indie world. And it's a lot of fun getting all dressed up. Well, not for me, but I'm sure for the actresses and actors.
Oh man, it's Halloween 24/7, 365 here at my house. So we're used to this kind of thing. So it was just really a dream come true. Great time period. And it was cool to see, how everyone was kind of able to really pull that look off. Even though that there was some other films that did come out during that time, I feel like the film did it justice. Like, in that particular time period. Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character and how you got involved with this? I hope we have him.
Well, I'm here. I was here to fix the microphone. Well, I got involved when right in the middle where we were doing Desperate Souls, and Ann just came up to me and said, "Hey, Joe, would you be interested in doing a zombie movie?" And I just said yes. I didn't ask what the thing was. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." My character is Roger, and he's a greaser, and he's having a thing with Becca's character Goldie, and that was kind of interesting to do that. It was actually our first time really getting to work together on a film, so that was nice.
Awesome. Definitely sounds like a lot of fun. And if I remember correctly, I don't know if you want to give it away though, the fate of your character. So that's up to you.
I better not. I don't want to get, something happening. So I don't want to give anything away. We'll just say it was another first time. Thanks to AcroStars.
Nice. Fantastic. Couldn't have said it better. All righty. And how about you, Magdalena? What got you involved in this project and got you interested? I don't know if you're a big fan of horror or not. If you've done a lot of horror.
Most definitely. Yeah. No, lots of my friends here in Chicago are always like, all you do is horror films. Can you do something else? No. But yeah, I got involved.
Not if you don't have to, damn it.
No. But yeah, I've been involved with AcroStar and Steve since the beginning with Morium, which was AcroStar's first delve into things. So yeah, I've been here since the beginning. But yeah, so during It Came From Somewhere, when the idea was getting bounced around, that's when I was like, yeah, I'm on board.
Awesome. And Becca, what got you into wanting to do this film?
Well, I was approached by Ann for a replacement for another actress who was ill. And I'm going to say I'm squeamish when it comes to horror. In fact, I was seeing all the pictures of all of them in all the gory makeup in the back of the garage, and I was like, oh, but it's great stuff. I mean, it was so effective, and I thought this is going to be so much fun. But definitely I had a first in my film and millions of years of stage credit doing something in this film I have yet to have ever done anywhere. So that was, I'm not going to spoil it and say what that is either. And so,
course
but
not.
it was new for me. But as far as being a first time comer to Acrostar, they really have their act together and know and are very organized on set. So it was, I'd seen a lot of their stuff and their advertising. So it was nice that the build up to them was actually right on. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of, independent people out there that, you can do a lot on the internet by promoting your stuff. And that's what you got to do, to get anybody interested in what you're doing. And I definitely can agree with that. Everything I saw, previous to that, the lead up, the build up, and, everything that they advertised was right on the money. We got a question from Kyler. Kyler says, I have a question already. What's your favorite, we'll just say zombie movie? We'll just go around. So we'll start with Joe. Favorite zombie film?
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun. How about SJ? We'll come back to Joe.
Dawn of the Dead,
Hell yeah.
the original.
Now, Becca, do you actually have one? A favorite horror film? Scary movie, let's say that.
Well, it's one that stayed with me from childhood till now. So I'm going to say the original 13 Ghosts.
Ah, classic. I love it.
Yeah, very, very memorable.
Oh, most definitely. I actually love the remake a bit better, but I still love the original.
The original, yeah.
All right, Magdalena.
Mine's very basic. Night of the Living Dead. I also really
Which
enjoyed
version?
World War Z for some reason. Oh, the original Night of the Living Dead.
Okay. I was going to say the remake wasn't too bad with Tony Todd. And, of course, one of my all-time heroes, Sid Haig, was also in that, as well as Chop Top Mosley. So how about you, Ann?
I'm with Magdalena, the original Night of the Living Dead.
Just can't beat the seductive allure of how that film looked, for sure. Beth?
Not a movie, but I'm a big Walking Dead person.
There's enough there to make it a film, so it counts.
It counts.
Although a little too much character development, but overall, fan-fucking-tastic. How about you, Joe? Did we get you back? For sure.
Yeah, I had an issue with the microphone there. Sorry.
No worries.
Well, I love The Walking Dead as well. If I had to pick a movie, I guess the original Dawn of the Dead. It's a great movie to watch on Thanksgiving.
I feel that. I mean, for me, it's any time, but yeah, especially Thanksgiving when everyone's trying to eat. I'm sure it kind of makes them less interested in doing it afterwards. Very cool. Oh, we got, let's see here, Paul Nada. Okay, joining us for the first time. Thank you.
Hi, Paul.
There's great cast and great crew. All right.
And Paul was one of our great zombies as well.
Met so many people, so many great people. Great with faces, bad with names sometimes. That's just me. I've always been that way, even in the music realm. So, all right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break to my brothers overseas in the UK. Poison Valley Clothing. Check them out.
Allahu Akbar.
If you're looking for custom horror wear or even a fan of some of the bands that they represent and do their merch for, check them out, Poison Valley Clothing on Facebook. And we are back with the cast and crew, some of them, of Attack of the Corn Zombies. And Kyler says, I have to say, Land of the Dead, Big Daddy is one of the... dang it, Kyler. I hate the hieroglyphics, man. Be created by one of my all-time directors. I actually met Big Daddy. He was so nice. I gotta say, I'm at a loss for words on that one. All right. So, SJ, what was one of your, I don't know, your favorite moments of making this film?
Shit, there were so many of them. I really liked the scenes like downtown when he had that big herd coming after Magdalena and Jake. And
Absolutely.
and another one was when poor Beth got her fingers taken off by Delilah.
Yes, it's too bad she couldn't be with us tonight.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
there was a lot of great moments. They're all awesome. I love them to death, all of them.
Sure, absolutely. How about you, Ann?
I really liked every death. I thought it just looked, I mean, that sounds bad. But it just looked so good on camera. I mean, it just looked so good. And like we put ground beef to good use. Let's say that.
I know a little something about it. Matter of fact, my wife still tells me she can't look at ham the same way anymore, ever again.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Personally, I didn't give a shit. I thought it was great for effect. That's just me. I'm a practical kind of guy. How about you, Magdalena?
I feel like there were also a lot I liked. Also liked all the downtown ones. Obviously, the scene leading up to like the poster photo that you showed. That was super fun to film. I also just love doing any comedic scenes. So like a bunch of the scenes inside of the house where I'm just supposed to not be coherent whatsoever. Those were all super fun for me.
Absolutely. Awesome. How about you, Beth?
I did a lot of stunt work in this film, and that was really fun. I have a crawling scene as Kelly. That was really, really fun. And then you will see me throughout the film as different zombies getting just wrecked by main characters. And I don't know how many times I died as a zombie in this film, but it was numerous, and I had a great time.
Well, I definitely say by the end of it, you got it down.
Yes.
For sure. How about you, Becca?
I had a lot of fun filming the scream section I had to do. So it didn't sound like a little girly scream, but something really guttural and soul. Yeah.
And it's hard to pull off for some people, So that's awesome. How about you, Joe?
Geez, it is hard. It's hard to pick one. It's really cool seeing all the hordes of zombies. I actually really had a lot of fun even interacting with everybody backstage of a lot of the zombies when we're like in between shoots. I actually really had fun with that, and everybody was very, very pleased to be there.
Oh, absolutely. Very lighthearted. Everybody talked to everybody. It was like a selfie fiesta going on. Every fucking time I turned around, I'm like, oh shit. There's even a picture of me just like staring at my phone. I'm like, why?
That's actually a really cool photo. I really like it.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah, it's so like contradictory in a way.
Okay, I can dig that. It's like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got one of you too.
Hanging out. Oh, for sure.
It was kind of like a big family picnic, really.
Oh man, especially doing the picnic, celebration thing. Oh man, that was a blast. And I was thinking about this actually just earlier today. I'm like, if they would have actually kept the audio of the conversation that I was creating, I wonder what audiences would have thought. That was a blast. We got another question from the comment section. Scott Meyer says, what did you like about filming in Farmer City?
Oh, well, we love Farmer City because they just open the doors and we tell them when to lock them. Like all I have to do is call the city manager and she's like, oh, what day do you want to close down Main Street? We'll leave some barricades out for you. Just, use them when you need to. And then the use of that hall that we used when we were doing makeup and stuff, that guy, Bob Scarborough, he is just so generous with his time. And he opens it up at the crack of dawn for us, and we kind of stay late, but he doesn't mind whatsoever. So we're just super grateful for these locations.
I thought it was pretty cool that when we were filming outside, people were sitting there with lawn chairs watching us.
Yeah. Oh, and then also like the woman who owns the antique store. I mean, she is so eager to let us film at her store. She wants us to come back and make another movie there. So we'll probably do that.
Oh man, I tell you, if we could film something in Plattsmouth here in Nebraska, it's like a story little town, Main Street and all that. It's, very historic and not, it doesn't look like a happening place. So I actually think those spots tend to probably want more people to film there because it casts light on their place. And I just remember, even though we came through the most horrid storm, that was fun with all the rain and whatnot. But once we got there and saw everything, it was just like, wow, I could totally see this happening. Even before we, started to get into makeup and whatnot. Let's see here. Lynn says, I've never witnessed so much teamwork go so smoothly as this group made it go. If there was any hiccups, we missed it. Actually, I don't know. Me, myself, just kind of peeping the scene. Everything looked pretty flawless, especially, any of the promo stuff that's come up, and everything just looks really, really good. So how easy was it to get those classic 60s model, maybe, I think there might have even been a couple of late 50s model cars?
That again was just a matter of the city of Farmer City was willing to post that we looked at the classic cars, and a bunch of people, I had to turn some people away because their cars were too new. But yeah, we got a really good turnout. It sprinkled a little rain in the morning, so I was kind of having anxiety about that because last time we tried to get classic cars in the rain, they just go up. But they actually showed up this time, and again, everybody was patient. Just waited. Some of them wanted to also be in the film, but the majority of the car people did not actually want to be in the film, so they were just hanging out the entire time in the film. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of just made it transform. Making it look like you just literally stepped back into time. So we talked about humor, throughout the film. Was there any scenes for any of you, I don't care who goes first, where it was so difficult not to bust out laughing and falling out of character? Anybody who wants to go, I don't care who.
I think back Dana would be the one to ask.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing. I was like, I think that is all gonna be me. Yeah. So the very beginning of the film, I'm supposed to be very, very high on acid. I'm on acid at the beginning of the film.
Wouldn't be the 60s without that.
Right. So there's like all of this stuff happening at the beginning of the film. Like everybody's figuring out they're zombies. So it's all very serious. But then there's me who's like, whoa, rainbow. Like it's so hard to not like bust out laughing when you have to say something like just completely out of left field when everybody's trying to have like a serious moment. I think what was also hard, there's like a scene where my head is down on the table and there is so much happening and like I can hear people screaming, but I had to just like stay down the entire time. And that was also just like so hard not to laugh too.
Nice. Anybody else?
I
Yeah.
hear votes. One second.
There was a scene with me, Maggie, and Mia Katz. I won't say what scene it is.
Oh,
But we're doing the scene together, and I think it was like Ashley or Hope said, like, Joe, you're smiling. You really gotta stop smiling. This is not a scene for smiling. And it was just fun. It was kind of hard not to at the same time.
no, absolutely. I don't know. Did anyone feel like it was a challenge to be dead?
Yes.
All right, tell us about that, Beth.
I had a couple moments where, again, I got knocked out as a zombie, and but I was still in frame. And a few of those times, like I actually just like slipped and fell really hard. So I'm laying there, supposed to be dead, but I was like kind of laughing about it. And the zombies are shuffling over me and whispering, like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Because zombie hordes look out for one another.
Right, zombies got to take care of zombies.
Fantastic. Let me see. Oh, Charlie says just watched Morium for the first time a few days ago. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, how old is Acrostars?
Maggie, what, 2020 we did?
Yeah, October of 2020.
Yes, that's when we started.
So, SJ, did you start primarily as just an author, like writing books, before deciding to do, like, stepping from that to directing?
Oh, yeah. I started off as a writer, author. I was a starving writer, and then I moved into a starving filmmaker. But it kind of, as a writer, you always want to see your own books be made into a movie. And independent writers, that's like 0 to nothing. So I just took it upon myself to learn the art of filmmaking the best I could, and took it upon myself to do it myself. And Morium was my first one.
Mm-hmm. I almost think that, a writer themselves would be the best person to try to bring a film to light. Because we see it all the time, where a lot of films are based on books. And if the writer themselves are not very involved in it, I don't think it comes out the way they would hope. That's why Clive Barker is like one of my favorite all-time directors, because he would direct like all the Hellraiser stuff, as well as some of his other books. So it makes so much sense the way this film's coming out, because I mean, you had a vision, and that vision was coming to life. Even though I mean the whole film was kind of predicated on a joke, but it's definitely far superseded, I think, anyone's expectations, really. Paul Nada says, any more Blood Sisters episodes planned?
Not that I know of at the moment. I did hand that over to Ashley Hefner. I gave her control. So it's kind of up to her when they come out. I know she was like writing one episode, and she had an idea for a movie. But I would have to get back in touch with her about that.
Can we tell everybody out there that doesn't know what that is? Let everyone know what that is in the first place.
Blood Sisters is a YouTube series. We had one season, I want to say 9 episodes. It's comedy, dark comedy about a family of vampires. And, you got the mom and dad, and then you got the serious, stuck-up one daughter, and then a slutty daughter, and then you got young Delilah as the young one.
Nice.
And just go through different, things. Each episode they handle different problems.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Got another question from our wonderful comment section. Where did each of them start in the acting producing scene? Ooh. Basically, where did you all start? Where'd you cut your teeth?
Okay, I'll go ahead and go first.
Sure.
I started acting at the ripe old age of 58 because I kind of was working on having a bucket list. Everybody my age had a bucket list, and I didn't have a bucket list. So I decided I wanted to be on Chicago PD. And so I figured out what company did the background casting, started off doing background extra work, learned terminology, who's who on set, took some acting classes, got some agents. I heard that one of the casting directors in Chicago likes if you have theater on your resume. So I went back to the stage after a 42-year hiatus, and was in like 4 plays in a year. And then met Steve through his work with Morium. He was casting and needed some help with that project, and then asked me if I wanted to get into producing. And I said, sure. I'm used to organizing stuff, so now I'm the chief organizer, and then also have usually small roles in the films that Steve does. And I work with other independent filmmakers as well. But the indie films are my favorite because everybody who's there wants to be there. It's not about making money, it's about creating art. And it's my favorite thing.
Absolutely. How about you, Magdalena?
Yeah, the way I got into acting was I was a ballet dancer to begin with. And people just started getting like super competitive once I reached like the age of 13. And I decided I liked the storytelling aspect of ballet and wanted to do more of that. And I've always loved musical theater as well. So I started doing more straight plays, more musicals. And then I went to school in Chicago. And from there, that's when I started doing more student films and started realizing I prefer being on camera even more than doing like musicals and stuff even.
And congratulations. I understand you just received an award.
Yeah. That was for It Came From Somewhere. Super exciting stuff. Definitely check out It Came From Somewhere. That is one of my favorite projects I've ever done. So to win an award for that, totally honored.
Absolutely. Who doesn't love a good sci-fi? Absolutely. I still feel the genre is very underrated. And how about you, Becca?
I did, I think, the normal route of part 2 years of college, and then I did my first tour show, which was a musical improv for technical colleges at 20, and just have stayed in the business this entire time. And pretty much made my home mostly in the indie film world because it gives you so much more opportunities for different types of characters, where anywhere else I might be typecast. And I have loads of looks I've done. I've never done the same look for any film, and it's never my real hair because it's way too long. But it's definitely a lot of fun for me. But I don't give up stage, so I just did a stage show for the first time in I think 5 years last month, and I also have a producer hat like Anne, though not as many as she has right now. But it's good to get that creative experience as well.
Do you prefer the stage or film?
Gosh, that's a really tough question. I'm going to say right now, because of the position of my own personal life and other things, I would say in the film.
Awesome. How about you, Beth?
I started in musical theater.
Right.
I was 10 when I started and kind of worked up from there. Got into the blood stuff when I was 12. Then took a pretty long hiatus in college, went the business route, and then I graduated in COVID, and I was like, done with this. We're going to film. I got an agent and met Steve early 2021, and here we are.
Nice. That's always been an interesting thing. To have an agent or not to have an agent. Would you say that that is something that is essential, or do you feel that it's possible for anybody to just step out if they have that passion?
So I think it is possible for anyone to do it, agent or no agent. I like having my agent because they help me find work that is, it's safe, and you know that it's something you can go for. It's very helpful to have them. But you can do acting with or without an agent, especially in the indie scene. Get connected with some awesome folks, because I found Acrostar Films on Backstage.com. So it was not through an agent or anything, and this is my favorite group to work with, and I have an absolute blast. And it's like I love indie and I love things that my agent brings, so it's like the best of both worlds. But you definitely don't need an agent.
Awesome. And that's good for, especially my viewers to know, because people are always asking, like, how do you do it? And, it was definitely, I've always myself wanted to do that, but music has been my life. It always will be. I'm just trying to find a happy medium. Last 30 years, I've done death metal, and now I'm doing doom metal bands, doom stoner bands, and stuff like that. So that's been my career. But with music videos and stuff, it was like people really kind of enjoy, especially when I played the devil a couple of years ago, and in a music video, I was like, everybody seemed to like this. I guess I'm entertaining. I might want to give it a try. And, being a horror fan since I was in short pants, it just kind of seemed second nature to me, especially zombie films, because, I grew up watching all that stuff. Everybody else was watching Saturday morning cartoons. I was watching Superhost and Son of Ghoul, who would play all the like really, choppy, more independent type stuff, not big budget films. Loved that stuff. So I've always been a fan of both. But that just goes to show you, folks. Yeah, I'm 46. Most people wouldn't know it, but it's true. And I'm doing it. So if you have a passion for this, give it a shot. Don't be afraid. And I think we may or may not have Joe back this time. I'm hoping.
While we're waiting for him, I just want to mention like the importance of networking.
Oh man.
Yes.
You just need to tell everybody. Like if there's something you want to do, mention it to everybody. You never know who's going to know somebody who knows somebody, type of thing. And yeah, like you said, don't be afraid to try different things. There's no right age or right point in your life to do any of this stuff. It's just keep your eyes open to the opportunities.
Absolutely. IMDb is like necessary for any type of, TV, commercial, film. I mean, they have a job board. Some people I've talked to, like David Howard Thornton, I had him on the show back in October, and he's like, I just kind of was going through and, the job board there and found stuff, and look at him now. He's fucking Art the Clown. You just never know. And this is a great time for indie horror. It really is. Who would have ever thought that film would actually make it to the big screen, and there's a lot of, I don't know, films like this, especially you guys are turning out films so quickly. SJ, what would you say is the secret to this?
Don't sleep. Sleep is underrated. No, I mean,
Okay, I think I understood that now. Sorry, it was just a little crackly, almost like a Nestle's Quick Bar.
it's passion, really, what it is. I mean, these people work so hard on these films, and you see a lot of these films just kind of like fall off, and maybe you'll see them in a year or two, or maybe not even see them at all. I mean, they put hard work in this, and they need to be seen. So that's my drive, to get these films done, edited, and all that as quickly as I could.
I got to commend you. It's so good to see that happening. My wife has done a couple of films like 2, 3, 4 years ago that are still not out there. And it's like, shit, it was such good stuff. But I know, you run into a lot of different challenges and stuff like that. But you guys are crushing it in the Indiegogo campaign. And let's tell everybody out there where they can find or contribute to that Indiegogo.
Sure. If you just go to cornzombies.com, that'll take you to our Finishing Funds campaign. And we hit our goal on that because I set it pretty low at the beginning, but we can always use additional funds to help market the film. So one thing that people kind of forget about is, it costs money to make the film, get it edited. Even once you submit it to streaming platforms, if the streaming platforms pick them up, we have to tell people about that. I mean, people are not just going to magically know to go find the movie somewhere. So, we're constantly going back to the films that we had completed and investing our time in promoting those things.
And just for the sake of everybody, out there in Black Flame Land, kind of like, what's it like dealing with these streaming platforms?
I'll let Steve take that.
It's a challenge. You got to make it. You got to sit there in the different graphic sizes for letterbox, 16 by 9, and you got to get captions done, and it takes time, especially to a place like Film Hub, because it goes to so many different platforms. I mean, Amazon's not bad. Amazon Prime Video, that's pretty easy. But Film Hub, something like Film Hub, that takes a lot of time. Because you have to go through and pick when they can be. You also have to give the music score, the tracks, and when each music score comes in.
Yes, you basically have to like separate a lot of the aspects of the film. And so Film Hub is kind of like, essentially they're a distributor. So platforms like Tubi, as a filmmaker, you cannot submit directly to Tubi. You have to go through some sort of distributor. So Film Hub is a distributor that takes the least amount of profit, but they also do the least amount of marketing. And that's why we do Finishing Funds campaigns so that we can actually promote what we created. But yeah, it's kind of a pain in the neck. And then you don't have any control over whether the platforms will take you or not. Sometimes, we get rejected and it's something silly. And so then we have to resubmit stuff. And sometimes they tell you, oh yeah, we've accepted you. And then all of a sudden you have fallen off of that platform for no good reason. So even once you get on a streaming platform, there's no guarantee you're going to stay there for any particular time. I think that was Joe.
It might have been Joe. He's been trying desperately to get back in.
We apologize for Joe's technical difficulties this evening.
He seems to be back. We will
persistent.
see if the saga of Joe comes to life, hopefully soon. Are you there, Joe? There he is.
Here.
He's outside. What a wonderful skate behind you.
I've been having a lot of tech problems right now, so issues with the internet. So I've been here, so we've been having problems. So what was your question? I am very sorry.
That was like 5 million questions ago. I am so sorry. Some of the people out in the comments section was wondering, what got you into wanting to do movies? Like, how did you cut your teeth? Was it always like a dream, or did you just kind of fall into it?
Well, I always wanted to do it ever since I was a kid. As a matter of fact, before I did this, I went to school to be a police officer. And I was working as yeah. And so it's a movie about a lot of people are high in the movie for whatever. Well, I was actually a manager of my gym, and I was a manager of a gym in town, and former model who used to be a member of mine took me on over to one of the schools in Illinois, in Chicago, and that's how it all started. I got told I should have done it years ago, but I didn't really have the confidence to do it back then. So now for like 4.5 years, I do acting, I do modeling too. And the only regret I have is not doing it earlier, like I said. But I'm really glad to be doing it now.
Hell yeah. And you're doing a fantastic job. Did you have any like, formal training or anything like that?
No, just regular school. I didn't get a chance to go to the academy. And after a while, I used to work in a grocery store, so it taught you how to work with the general public, so that way you can learn
That's
some
always
patience.
a pleasure.
But after 6.5 years, I don't have any more goddamn patience. So I think like, let's not be a cop. I'll give my own mother a ticket if I had to.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely doing the right stuff, man. Before I actually, came to y'all, I've been doing horror photography. So that's something that, my wife Mischief and I have been doing for I mean, she's been doing it a lot longer than me. And she's like, you could do this. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're 6'2", you're tattooed, you got a great character. I'm just like, you're joking, right? Who the fuck wants to see all this? Lo and behold, it's still happening. So, I'm still doing it. So that's actually really cool. Did he leave us again? Son of a bitch. All right. Well, when he comes back, I'll ask him what he likes better. Or is it like one and the same? I don't know. You guys know him probably more, than I do. Oh, wait a minute. He's back. All right. So do you prefer one over the other? Or do you like the modeling stuff better? Or what's seems most you?
Sorry, I had to get a battery pack.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place today. I don't know. Actually, I can't. Acting has much more of a warmer feelings. The modeling area has much. It does have a bit of a cold sense feel to it, but in the acting, like I say, AcroStars is like a family.
Absolutely. And everybody is super supportive of each other, even with some of the extras that were like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Of course, Beth, you led the like kick ass, zombie school thing. And I was just like, wow, this is great. I always wanted to do that. And I'm just, everybody else is kind of, I don't know if I'm doing this right. You look in the videos, some people are like, I wasn't fucking laughing. I was like, this is great. And then there was a couple of overachievers in there. But
video?
What's that?
Did you guys make that into a dance video?
I don't know. Did you?
Showing them how to.
Why did we not like burst out into Thriller? That's my question. We should have.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Why did we not do that?
You could go back in
I
and
actually
do
had
whatever
that going
music
through
you
my
want now.
head when we were actually doing that. I'm like, I can totally hear fucking Michael Jackson in my ear right now. It would have been great. But you know what, though? Everybody did a great job. Nobody made anyone feel stupid. And, it's like you said, just one big happy family. We didn't know each other from, anything. It's just like we just all kind of came together. Let's see here. Anybody? Oh, Lynn says yay because Joe is back. All right.
Yeah, and Lynn was one of our zombies as well.
Yes, absolutely. And glad you could be here. Real quick, just so we can show just a snippet into the world of Corn Zombies. We're going to do this thing. As soon as I can pull it up here. Gotta love it. There we go.
The lock is busted! You should never would have moved this backward shithole. Are you doing every act of help or what? Look, we can do this, but we need to stick together. It's not working!
Whoever that is just saved our asses.
And that is what you have to look forward to, folks. And yes, that was my wife. And no, she doesn't really sound like that. I promise. So, yeah, there it is. Now, when can everyone out there expect this film to come out?
August 29th is what we're aiming for. And we should have a trailer, the official trailer, out soon. The sound guy's working on it right now.
Hell yeah. So, where can they get a copy of this, or is there any, perks you want to mention from the Indiegogo? Because I know everyone's going to want a copy.
Sure, you can pre-order DVD or Blu-ray or a download of the film through the Indiegogo campaign at cornzombies.com. And then once the film is actually released, then we will move the ordering of the physical media to the acrostarfilms.com website.
There you have it, folks, out there in Black Flame Land. That is where you can find this film, soon to be, as I've been calling it, a cult classic. It has all the elements. It has even just the raw kind of like old school film feel to it. Being shot on location, which is always best. There is so much more that is in store in this film. Even just seeing that clip, I get goosebumps. And Acrostar Films is on YouTube. So, you can check out anything that they have up on YouTube right now as we're getting ready for this to come out. And I want to thank all of you for spending the evening here in the underground with us. And everybody out in the comment section, thank you so much for joining us. It has been an absolute blast. So, cast and crew, what are your lasting comments that you want to give to the new fans you've made tonight, as well as the ones that you already have?
I would say stay tuned because we got some crazy stuff coming up.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for all the support. It's amazing that we started, like our Facebook group has over 4,400 people in it. I mean, people from all over the world know about us now.
Balls.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
I just want to say, I hope everybody who watches the movie enjoys it, and huge thanks to all the extras that came by to be zombies.
Absolutely. Thank you. Beth, Becca, Magdalena,
Yes.
anybody?
I want to say thank you also for the support, and I want to say thank you to the Acrostar family for bringing my silly idea to a genuine, amazing production. Like I am so full of just excitement. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait for the world to see this. So thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say thank you to the Acrostar family. like Beth has said many times, one of my favorite groups of people to work with, if not my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Well, as I hail from the Iowa corn state, I thank Ann for letting me find out a different kind of corn state.
Fantastic. And yeah, definitely thank you to AcroStars for taking a chance on me. So if you want to see the big bad devil daddy do his thing, you better make sure to get this film. And I will definitely be posting and reposting all over all my socials, all 5,000 of them, because I just have too many. Thank you all so much. And looks like we got a couple more comments out here. Let's see. Lynn says, great interview. Why, thank you. Paul says, thanks, everyone. Creep it real. I like that.
Cool.
And, you know, as you're about to, you know, lay it down for the evening and you got your footies on and you got visions of zombies running through your mind, stay heavy.